Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It seems, unfearful though we are confronted with a situation which would be considered tactical in military terms. In other words, we're looking for the very best ideas for how to combat this growing idiocy that seems to be surrounding us on all sides, posing as it does for our safety and at the same time hazarding a perfectly peaceful situation. I'm asking anyone here who believes that they have a good idea to come up and offer it to us, and if they don't, I'll wander along in my brain offering some options that you might give serious consideration to in terms of our defense against what appears to be a growing determination to, turn this into some kind of a absurd situation here in this lovely sunny afternoon. All determined, I think, not so much by the police department, not so much by the fire department and even the city law people who clearly make law enforcement more important than peacekeeping. Now, peacekeeping is the primary function of any government, and when any government begins to act in a less than peaceful way against the people, and when law becomes injustice, then rebellion naturally becomes the order of the day, and it's an almost a spontaneous and natural response. Now, it's clear to me that what they're trying to do is to create some kind of a rebellious situation here, so they've got something put on the news and show that in addition to, I believe, London and Ontario, dear old Vancouver gets a bloody nose because of these idiots. This obviously has to stop, and this has to be the way I can see this is a short order injunction brought to the court, and if we can get to some kind of legal institution at this point, that's one tactic, and I think that should be pursued. Further to what is going on here what is going on here in this situation, I think perhaps we should seriously consider some kind of perimeter and a circle that, if broken, I think then demonstrates a desire for engagement and violence against the people of this, not only this town, but this state of Canada. At which point, I guess it would make the news, but I can't see that it would serve any purpose. Recently, I was offered a small book on the art of war, which I had read before, but it's not a book I particularly care for. But we should always keep in mind that the enemy attempts to bring that is us, the enemy, that our enemy, that they declare themselves, although I don't see them as enemy, I just see them as rather misguided, greedy and stupid people. But nonetheless, they have presented themselves as an enemy, and the enemy always attempts to drive people like ourselves out into a bad situation where the weather is... When the enemy comes, let's give him some buttons.
What I'm trying to say is that I don't think you guys really understand what's going on here. If they can't take us away by force, they will take us away by doing this. They know that they can just put on more and more rules and more amendments, and eventually they will drive us out. It's like when I got back here to Canada, I've traveled all over the country, and whether it be Winnipeg or Calgary, I see a lot of people who don't have the courage to stand up and fight for children. And it really hurts. I'm a former youth in government care, and I was beaten and assaulted. You don't win your rights. People don't... These are not things that will be given to us as gifts from the state. We have to fight for them. And this is really just the beginning. This is really just a start. It's today, and like I slept here for a little while, and every day that I come here, I've seen glimmers of hope. I've seen people who really do care, and I hope it's the beginning of what is yet to come. That we want to be heard. And more importantly, I think we need to have justice, because I find it so there are very few opportunities for people to be able to speak up, and this is one of them. And it's like, we need to be tougher, we need to be bolder, and we need to fight harder. I think one of the problems that people are standing around and they're waiting for the leaders to come. And they're waiting for people to tell them what to do. And the problem is that we have to start telling ourselves what to do. That is a solution, that is one of them. Because it's like in 1981, there is a 9 or 12-part CBC series that aired in 1989 that talked about democracy throughout the Western world. And it was here in Canada that in 1981, women all over the country fought really hard to make sure that they would have rights equal to that of men included in the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. It's a limited document in my opinion. Jean Chrétien, the guy that, he was on the series and he was asked, if women across the country had not fought really hard and sacrificed to be able to get their rights, would this have been included in the Charter? And he said no. Democracy is about getting out there, it's about engaging with people, it's about digging deep and finding the courage and the strength inside yourself to stand up and take a risk.
Just to clarify a little bit of confusion about all these bylaws and city people, the cops, the fire, the workers. Number one, there was a proposal that was brought to the General Assembly that we would recognize and agree with all of these city bylaws and the inspections. However, there's questions about whether that was a legitimate proposal based on the fact that it took place after 9 p.m. and under our GA process. You can't vote after 9 p.m. There were people who disagreed with that motion that weren't here, and so that's going to come up again tonight, and we're going to clarify that. Because there are certain city bylaws that are not very respectful of us, and I don't know if it's in our interest to respect them, so we're going to clarify that tonight at tonight's GA. Also, we do have a no violence and weapons policy, so when there are police on site, they're actually violating that. That's going to come up again. There's the issue that this is provincial land and therefore city bylaws maybe don't apply, and there's the issue that this is unceded Coast Salish land and therefore they absolutely definitely do not apply. This relates as well to the court injunction being used to try and push people around and threaten to remove us. It's been presented by the city fire, the city manager, and others. This isn't their jurisdiction. They should know that. They're not acting in good faith. And so, personally, in my opinion, and in many other people's opinions, the injunction itself is invalid. It doesn't apply here because it's on behalf of the city, and this is unceded Coast Salish land. And that the injunction is addressed to persons, and you don't have to consent to be considered a person. It's a legal term. You only consent to it if you give your approval. So if you don't feel like that injunction applies to you, or you don't feel like you're a person's or an individual, they're legal terms, you don't have to. And you can basically tell them to take their piece of white paper and do whatever they might want to do with it, but it doesn't. Recycle it, burn it, shove it up or in something.